Hi, welcome to Talk About here on Shaw TV North Island. My name is John Twigg. Thank you for tuning in. I think we've got another interesting show today. Heather Gordon-Murphy is here. Heather, thanks for coming in.
You're very welcome, John.
And you could be wearing any one of about a dozen hats, but the main thing that I wanted to talk about was the Downtown Business Improvement Association. And hopefully we'll get to some of your arts things first. But you're co-chair of Downtown BIA. What's going on there these days?
Well, first off, I'm fairly new to being the co-chair of the BIA, which is very exciting. I've been involved in the group for a while. So with all the things that are happening in Campbell River and all the new buildings and all the wonderful new businesses that are coming in, we're really trying to create a sense of unity and excitement and community in the downtown core. And some of the things we do is our regular activities, but we've also been really working hard at going out and connecting with the downtown businesses personally as much as we can, and speaking to them, asking them what their thoughts and ideas, and then of course welcoming all of the new businesses that are moving in, and even so much as having them come and talk about their businesses and present at our board meetings, which makes for an interesting meeting.
Yeah. How old is the Downtown BIA?
It was started in 2004. This particular
new.
rendition of, now there has been other variations of it. I know that because I remember from years ago. But
you grew up in town here.
I did, very much so. So I know that there was other variations. I'm not really sure on the history of that, but this particular variation did start in 2004.
Yeah. Well, there's so many things I'd like to explore, but I think one of the most that most people would care about is the Tyee Plaza. Now, there's big plans there. Are you privy to what's going on?
We are certainly. When the new owners took over, the first thing that they did was come and present at our annual general meeting.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago?
About 2 years ago. And that's one of the meetings that, actually that's the meeting when I got voted onto the board. So that's when I became part of the BIA. And they did have wonderful big plans. Now those plans are moving ahead. They have been slightly changed. Part of the issue that they're dealing with right now is that awful word asbestos.
That's in the Super Value
And it's
store?
in the Super Value, and it's also shown up in the building that is now going to be turned into the beautiful new Anytime Fitness Gym, which is going to be a lovely, lovely facility. And they're taking memberships and they're working away at it. That's beside Wise and Wonderful. It's where the Workwear World used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in there, and it's called Anytime Fitness, and it's open 24 hours. It's a really amazing franchise that's worldwide and one of the fastest growing franchises of any franchises. Anyways, they have run into some problems there, so that's made a difference. I know, I haven't spoken with a representative recently, but they have had to change some of their tactics because of that time frame. But the plan is to knock down the Super Value and then put in apartment buildings, not condos, but apartments with retail below.
And that hasn't even gone to council yet, I don't think.
I think it's pretty close.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty close, and they're planning to get going on moving on it right away.
Yeah, Molnar Group, I think is.
Molnar Group, correct. Right. Yes, that's right.
Now, the Visitor Information Center is also in the area. What's
well,
happen
it's
there?
interesting. The original talk of that was to get rid of that. Obviously, looking for a new space for the art gallery, but possibly to house that in another. There was another phase that would put apartments there, and then house that at the bottom of the art gallery. I think that's been tabled a little bit until they build the first set of apartments. They've just redone the tourist information place, so they've been working. So I don't think they'd have redone it if they were going to do something quickly.
About 2 weeks. I popped in there actually for a couple of reasons, and they were just starting the construction, so it's done now, eh?
Yeah, it is. I think their plan was to open, because I've been doing a bit of things, a number of things in the art gallery, and I believe they're planning to open early March. So
what are the boundaries of the downtown BIA?
The boundaries of the BIA are a bit weird in that they go from the south end, it's to pure self-defense or martial arts, which is on the edge of Ridge Rider. which then goes all along the main street and includes the Thai Plaza on the other side. And it goes down to, it's funny, it stops kind of at 11th Avenue, but we've also included the H&R Block and the Harborside Inn, which used to be the old Haida Inn.
Okay.
It's as well. And then it's a bit interesting because the building, it's up to the building owner to decide whether or not they're going to be in the BIA, because
so
it comes off the taxes.
Is the main McDonald's in?
No, they are not in.
And then the 9.5 acre site is not in either.
Correct. However, we have got Healthy Way and the what's it called, Cornucopia. Those two on 11th Avenue, they have, because they're building owners, they have opted to be part of the BIA. And my plan, what I would really like to do is try and get more of the businesses in the 11th Avenue, because there's so many new businesses there now with the printing shop. So it's about talking the building owners into getting on board.
And so the community center is not in?
No, it's not.
And then that means the law offices and the Strathcona Regional District offices back there, they're not in either.
No. And
So-
I have no idea how those arbitrary kind of things went. I know they can all be changed. I believe it's on a 5-year cycle.
Okay.
So every 5 years we can look at changing the boundaries. And people can certainly, we encourage people don't have to be part of the BA to come to our meetings.
Yeah,
You know, they
I
can
went.
I mean, anybody can come.
So is the Maritime Heritage Center?
No.
And then the museum obviously is not
Well,
either.
you see, that stops. It's a bit weird. That becomes, at Ridge Rider, south is the Pierce Street Association.
Oh, okay, I get it.
And the Pierce Street Association is a different kind of association in that it is it's not the building owners or the land owners, it's the business owners that get, so it's a different kind of an association. They put on the Pierce Street Market, which is obviously a huge success. I don't know, I know it goes all the way down, whether it includes the Maritime Heritage Center, I'm not sure, but all the businesses from Ridge Rider south to our Pierce Street.
So that's a bit tough. Now the hotel tax is a story too. Was the BIA in favor of that, or is it not our business?
I don't know, and I know that I'm familiar with it, but it's something that was part of the discussion before I came on board or as active in the BIA. So I don't know. I do know that Harborside Inn, just because and I'm not sure how that happened, is the only hotel that's part of the BIA right now.
Right.
So how that works, I don't know.
So Berwick may not be in either.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So there's a lot of work to do to sort of pull things together.
There is, and that's why we're trying to get first of all, trying to let people know what we do, because what do we do, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then to give, and I'll come back to that, and to discuss it with the people that perhaps aren't in the BIA and give them a reason, or try and encourage them to be a part of that, and then
So is it voluntary for the businesses, or are they required because there's a percentage that have signed in?
It's not the businesses, it's the landowners.
Landowners,
If the
pardon me.
landowners are part of that area,
right. 'Cause
that money comes off their taxes.
So I'm intuiting here that it runs through property taxes.
It does, exactly.
Right. So is it a slice of property taxes goes back to this?
That's how it works,
okay.
in this specific area.
Okay.
That's how it works, yeah.
So I'd like to do a shout out for Coho Books, because they closed and now they're going to reopen 2 doors away.
I know, and interestingly enough, I was having a coffee down at Sundance Java Bar, and I ran into Jane, who is opening the Coho Books, and I didn't even know that it was her that was doing it. She's also the head of the board of the Tidemark Theatre. That's how I know her. And she and a partner have bought Coho Books, and
nice.
yeah, it's very
So it's not the
exciting.
old owner just moving?
No, it's not. And I was a bit concerned because I've known the old owners, and I knew, I'd heard that it was sold, and then a for lease sale went up. So I started digging, and I said, oh, that doesn't look good. And then I found out, I believe, I'm not sure, but I think that it was better use of space to have them in the other space, and then have this space for rent.
Same landlord, new owner?
Yes. Same landlord, new owner of the business. You've got it. Yep, same landlord that's been there forever and ever. So they're very excited, and she said they're hoping to open anytime.
All right. they do something called a kissing contest.
I know. And this is Jan Wade, our wonderful events coordinator, is always looking for ways to, promote things and get things happening. And she was instrumental in doing our phenomenally successful Starlight Shopping and Big Truck Parade. And that Big Truck Parade is an amazing success story, as well as our other things that we do, our Easter egg hunt.
Excuse me, how many years has that Big Truck Parade been going?
Oh, I should know
well,
that.
I mean, is it 5 or 20?
Oh no! I think it's about. It's in the teens.
Yeah, because the amount of work to organize that, when I see it every year, and I don't go to it every year. Yeah, but I'm thinking, okay, who's doing all the legwork behind that?
That's Jan Wade, and a slew of volunteers, obviously, a slew of volunteers. So she's always trying to, she's passionate like me about, been here forever and ever about downtown Campbell River. So one thing that we had made was the picture frame. And that came sort of out of, we did a street piano one year in 2011, which was very popular. And then we created
Here we go.
the frame, which it's amazing. Some people don't even know it's there still, but it was the idea that we had seen it in various places in Europe. So we felt, how can we kind of get that frame out there more? And that's where the kissing contest came in. She said, why don't we do something that we can take pictures in that frame specifically, and then have the contest. And I must say, when I first heard kissing contest, I went, ooh, a bit weird.
It's not politically correct.
Well, I'm not sure that's not politically correct. I was just worried about all kinds of weird things. Anyways, it worked out, and she's actually, interestingly enough, got the idea from Salt Spring Island, because they had one. And I think it was in front of a special tree or something like that. So.
Well, you got to have a gimmick, and that's the thing.
And the one thing that was really great about that, we had amazing support through our businesses for the prizes. The prizes were brilliant. We didn't have a huge number of itries, and we hope it'll...
Look, you got several dozen prizes.
Oh, yeah, we have, how much money? Yes, $1,700 worth of prizes, and they were very, very nice prizes, all donated by the businesses in the BIA.
Okay, one of the things I really like that you do is the street piano. Tell us about that.
Well, again, that was my...
That's your idea? Admit it.
I was. I travel a little bit down to the southern states. And one of the places I really love is Austin, Texas. It's one of my favorite cities. Beautiful city. And went there, and we were wandering around, and all of a sudden there was this piano. It was out kind of in a beautiful park-like area, and it was just this beautiful painted piano. And I thought, well, that is the coolest thing. And so I noticed that there was more. There was lots of them all around, and people were sitting down and playing them. And I took a picture of me playing a little bit. My husband took a picture. So I came back and I said, I saw this really cool thing. And then I started looking, and it had been done before, I think in Europe. And so I said to Jan, let's do it. And she said, great idea.
So where did you get the piano?
Oh, there's a dearth of pianos. People are always trying to get rid of pianos, believe me.
Dearth means a shortage.
Shortage, not the other word. I know, as I said that, too many, whatever, sorry. The other side of dearth, there is of pianos. People are constantly phoning me up saying, do you have need for a piano? The thing is...
You need a mover.
Yes, it's always, well, yes. Now, can you come and get it?
Yes.
And I have moved so many pianos in my day, and they're heavy and clunky, and they need a place to live. So we did this one piano, and we hooked it in with it was the inaugural River City Arts Fest, which is something that the BIA supports as well, and that's Chris. It's Chris at Impressions, and it's his baby, and it's going into its 4th year, I think, this year, and it's a downtown event in the summer where it's all artists come in, and it's an outdoor event. This year it's going to have an indoor component of fine art in the community hall. And at that event, we gathered some people together and asked an artist friend of mine to help out, and we had all kinds of people paint the piano, and then it moved around throughout the city.
Yeah. So just to get everything in here, you got an Easter egg hunt and a pumpkin walk and trick or treat.
Yeah, and that was something that we didn't know where it would go, and it's taken off and very popular.
Yeah. So the BIA, how's the membership? Is it pretty solid, or?
It is solid because everybody belongs, but however, how is it's always about who shows up.
I know enough to know that it could be decertified pretty quick if there was upset.
Yeah, so we have started to get really nice numbers coming to our meetings. That's what
Yeah.
shows who comes to the meetings,
Yeah.
how much we partake, how much the businesses partake or become part of the events that we put on.
Yeah.
And we've got some really, really excited, interested
Yeah.
people. Some that have been there for long, long time. New businesses, which always makes
Yeah.
it. We get new blood, new ideas, new thoughts. My co-chair, Lisa Whitmore, she actually lives in Courtenay, and she runs Signature Oil and Vinegar. So she's seeing Campbell with a beautiful shop, which is just doing. She said
they're in Taiyi Plaza.
yes, and
yeah.
she said they're doing sometimes better than Courtenay. She said they're just doing an amazing business, and she's seeing Campbell from very fresh eyes.
Oh, that's nice.
And so it's interesting.
Now there's a tax holiday for new buildings in the downtown. Did the BIA have a role in lobbying for that?
I don't know. I can't say for sure. My thought would be that we would support it.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually what we do is
Well, it's
something.
worked out pretty well.
It has worked
I
out
have to admit.
extremely well. It
I'm
has.
not-
Yeah. It's been great. And I know there's lots more pockets too that have are zoned for that, and hopefully that will happen.
Okay, I think is there something I've missed about BIA that you want
No,
to
other
toss in?
than I just would show you one of my little
the
projects.
new pamphlet.
It's for me to go into a city or an area, it's nice to have something super simple. And I'm a back alley person. I mean, doesn't mean I live in the back alley.
Okay.
I like to see things that are kind of maybe not the touristy things. So I'll often go into a shop and say, where can I go get some really interesting food, or where's some interesting funky music, or where's something that I wouldn't normally see in the tourist thing. And sometimes it takes a little bit of a map. So I said, why don't we just do a map? And so we did this last year.
Okay,
and
hold it up.
It's
Just
kind of a funky
that.
map.
So what's the gist of what's going on?
The gist of it is to sort of guide people to things that they maybe wouldn't ordinarily see, like the spider on the side of the wall by the tide mark, or goofy old Mr. Taiyi that's been around ages and ages.
Now,
And
the dots are color coded.
the dots are color coded.
What does red mean?
Red means it's health, beauty, fitness, and beauty,
Okay.
and those are coded on the back.
Oh,
so
interesting.
it's not the exact place,
Did you design that yourself?
I gave the idea, and then Pete, who works at Impressions, he calls himself Pete the Pens, he kind of laid it out and designed it and did all the graphics.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I think it's simple, it's really easy, we can add to it.
Yeah.
We can take down,
And
move
probably
things
doesn't
around.
cost an arm and a leg to
It
print.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It's got the cute little thing at the front.
So where do people get those?
They're in businesses, and we only had a certain number printed. They've gone really well, so they'll be going out into businesses anywhere you see. I know.
How about the visitor information center?
It's not there yet, but it's going to.
We better.
Yeah, well, I'll get it in there. We will get it in there for sure. Yeah.
No, because that's, frankly. And do you have to be in the BIA? Well, it's the property that's in the
Yes,
BIA.
you do. So we put the BIA people in there,
Yeah.
And it is.
So are there some that didn't go in? that
Nope,
should be in?
everybody went in. Anybody that's in the boundaries of the BIA, even like upstairs on.
There's Coast Discovery Inn, Comfort Inn, and Harborside Inn.
Oh, maybe that's that. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that Coast, I don't think that we added in. I think as a perk. Coast would be because it's on the Taiyi Plaza.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the new one is. But Comfort Inn. But maybe we put it in as a.
Small town politics.
I don't know. I know. It's a bit funny, but it's people, and I've talked to lots of people that even tourists that say, this is exactly what I need. Just have a look around.
So you've been in Campbell River all your life.
Mm-hmm.
You've traveled obviously a bit, but what do you think about how it's evolving?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I meet literally every single day. I meet somebody who has moved back here or has moved here.
Yeah.
And I always say, I get students at my musical theater school, I meet people in shops that I go into, and I always say, why? Yeah. What brought you here? What brought you back here? I have friends that left after high school and said they would never, ever come back to this town. And they're moving back.
Yeah.
Well, obviously our natural beauty and what we have.
Well, the affordability.
The affordability, that's my next
the
thing. The
cost
affordability
benefit.
is huge. Great place to bring up kids. There is so much stuff for kids to do here. And free stuff for kids to
healthy
do.
stuff.
Healthy stuff, good stuff for kids to do.
Yeah.
And I think there's something about we're a really, really young town, very young.
Yeah.
I mean, we're younger than we're the youngest really
So-
around. So there's something really exciting about being part of creating a town.
So I say OCP review. I don't know how many people watching know what OCP stands for. You probably do.
Oh yes, I do. I have stuck many stickies on walls. I have drawn many things. I have been to the OCP that just never stops.
Old comfort people.
Oh,
no, it's
Lord.
official community
yes,
plan.
I know. Official community plan.
And we've got a new process starting.
We do, and I'm going to be there. Even though I'm teaching that night, I'm going to go and say my bit again and see where we've got. I must say, we've had great dealings in the last little while with City Hall, and I met some of the young, up and coming people, and they're very passionate about Campbell River, and obviously really want to do the best. And I mean, for me, one thing that I think one of the most important things in a small town, and to be involved, no matter what your politics or what your thoughts are, is just to show up.
Yeah.
I think that's what people sometimes forget. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to just sometimes just showing up either to support something or being part of it.
It just reminded me the Remembrance Day services at Spirit Square. I mean, the crowd the most recent one was just amazing. But the crowds in recent years have been amazing too.
Yeah, and people do show up in Campbell River.
Yeah, it's good that they do.
Yeah.
Just before we get to River City stuff, how about the St. Anne's Road redo? Is everybody happy with that?
I think so.
Isn't the road a little narrow down there?
It is, but you know what? That's the corner. My business is just along from that corner, and people are getting it figured out. And I watch those trucks go around and the buses go around, and they're making it work. And, it seems to be okay. When I first looked at it, I was like, woohoo, it's not. It's not, and it is pretty, and it gets
So what's your
moving.
business?
My business is Rain Coast Creative Performing Arts. That's musical theater school. That's my main business.
And
that
your
I have
office
downtown.
is what?
My studio is downtown in a downtown building that has it's a very strange building. It has an alleyway that goes down the middle of it. So right across from, I'm not going to say Foreshore Park, but that's not right. From Robert Osler Park, right across the street, down a hallway. We have a studio there, and we have a set and costume space. And we teach musical theater to people ages 5 up to adults.
Wow. In your spare time? That's a joke.
No, I love it.
So, River City Players. This is a good little... Hi, Chaz. It's in its second year.
River City Players? Well, River City Players itself has been around for 45 years.
Oh, okay, but the building they're in is...
The building, we've had it since, I don't know the exact date, but no, we've been in there a few years. However, what has only begun to happen in the last 2 years, actually a year and a half, is we have been able to rent it out to the public.
Yes.
Up till then, it was just a rehearsal hall, and we could hold our own events there, but we weren't able to rent it out publicly, and now we can.
How was it? Insurance issues? Or?
No, it was upgrading. We had to get a sprinkler system. We had to get a handicapped washroom. All of those things that you need for a public building. So all of that, and we had phenomenal support. We had people donating their time and energy and expertise to put it all together.
And the address is 1080 Hemlock Street.
Hemlock Street, kind of down around the corner.
Yeah, hard to find.
It is a bit hard to find. We're working on getting some signage on some more front roads. The biggest thing that's cool, which was a project done a couple of years ago, is the big huge mural on the side of the building. And if you notice that, then you can see it there.
But that's a really good asset. You know, like the Tide Mark is, for a size of Campbell River, a pretty good facility.
It is a fabulous facility,
But this River City Theatre is a very nice facility too.
It is. It's a wonderful secondary facility, and it really works well with the Tide Mark to have a smaller venue that costs a little less money.
But it's theatre style.
But it's theatre style. It's got everything you need. We just got new curtains hung up.
And it's got a bar.
It's got a bar. It's got a front of house. We have a lighting system, we have sound systems, so really everything. And we're holding this year in May, and I'm the chair of the North Island Theatre BC North Island Zone Festival.
Wow.
And it's going to be held for a week in Campbell River, and there will be 6 plays from Nanaimo to Campbell River. Will bring their best plays, and they'll each perform each night. And it's the first time we've held this before in Campbell River, but at the Tide Mark. This year we're actually holding it in our own venue, so it's very exciting.
We've got about 2 minutes left to plug Walk Away from Racism.
Yeah, Walk Away from Racism. It's the 20th anniversary of the Immigrant Welcome Center's Walk Away from Racism. I am the coordinator. It's going to be a fabulous event on March the 19th at the Community Center.
Oh, that's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's very soon coming up. And it's a walk. We have a keynote speaker, Elsie Paul, who is a Sliammon elder from Powell River, who's just written a book, and she's going to come and speak. We've got interactive booths and activities, and we also are creating a tapestry called Walking Together Tapestry, a piece of artwork, which will be it's going to be an interactive community art piece.
How do you manage your time?
How do I manage my time? I manage my time.
It's at least 5 projects.
I manage my time very well.
Yeah.
I do a lot of yoga,
and
I do a lot of yoga and a lot of personal time. I have 4 granddaughters, and they take priority over everything. So it's very easy to have downtime when I schedule it in. I'm a very good scheduler. I do schedule.
Well, thank you for scheduling.
Oh well, thank you.
Talk about
awesome
into your schedule too.
You're very welcome.
Heather Gordon
Thanks,
Murphy. Okay, so. There's Talk About, folks. If you'd like to watch this again, Shaw TV North Island's YouTube channel posts all of the Talk About videos. So thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Chaz. And thank you for watching.